right. Hello, everyone. So it's the Boozy, and we have on the show today RareScrilla, and we're going to be talking about RarePepes and everything about it. So RareScrilla, how are you, man?
I'm good. I never been interviewed by a punk. I had to bring my friend DJ Pepe here to back me up in case avatars got a little crazy. You know what I mean?
All right, so tell us, you know what? Actually, start with the DJ Pepe behind you, man. What's the story behind that?
There's a lot with him. It's a meme I created back in October 2016 with three other hip hop memes: an MC meme, a b-boy meme, and a graffiti meme. It's like the four elements of hip hop. So it was the four elements of Pepe, and basically I put them out in like a series, like in series 4. They're like in a what do you call it? They're all in a row basically in the series. And DJ Pepe, like I'm a musician. I'm pretty much a full-time producer and DJ for many years, and I was just kind of wondering how to attach music and blockchain, and we talked about it a lot, kind of leading up to RarePepes, but it was all theories. But once we got in the RarePepe chat, I was kind of like always like sending like YouTube videos and being like a DJ in the chat a little bit, and yeah, we just kicked around the idea, and I hit up Joe Looney on the side. And I was like, Joe, let's try to really make this happen. So we experimented with a few different platforms like Bandcamp and YouTube, and we settled on SoundCloud, and we just basically did like a very archaic unlockable version where we did a bonus content button on DJ Pepe and the RarePepe wallet. If you don't have the DJ Pepe, you won't see the bonus content, but the RarePepe wallet recognizes your token in the wallet, and then it takes you to a link to a private SoundCloud page where I have like, right now I think there's 44 songs on there. There's a lot of exclusive music, mostly from me, some of my music friends, like house music, hip hop music.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Mostly that, yeah. So it's kind of like just a rare playlist, and I got the idea of like, not the idea, but the thought of it all was kind of like, at that time Kanye was talking about how he wished he could keep making his album, like keep making it. Like when you're an artist, you put something out, like it's not always finished. Like rarely are you like, all right, this is complete forever. Like you'll look at it like 2 days later and be like, damn, I wish I would have done that or this and that. So having like a live, like growing album or growing playlist is what this is kind of like the thought behind it, where you could like always like update it and do stuff with it. So we're running a SoundCloud private playlist, like, so it's very archaic, but it was just kind of like the idea of it, and it's still running today and it still works and everything. But that was kind of I guess kind of like the spark to get like the unlockables, and everybody in the RarePepes started like hitting up Joe and John Villars, RIP, one of the developers, about unlockable content and like bots and all this type of stuff to like what's going on now with like the gated communities and stuff like that. So
would this be one of the first? Would this be one of the first NFTs that has unlockable content, in your opinion, or crypto art that had it?
Yeah, I don't know if any. I can't remember if any of the Pepes had unlockable content at the time or not. I'm pretty sure it was the first. It was definitely the first music unlockable content thing. Now, like some people, yeah, later on, like people did like unlockable T-shirts and stuff like that, where you buy the T-shirt token, and then you burn it, send it to the address, and then he sends you a new token where it's like you got the T-shirt. There was stuff like that going on. People were making like again, John Villars made a Pepe Vault, which was like an interactive game where it's just a basic Google style game where you just click on the mouse pad to jump. But in the card you can play it. And then there's another one like called Pepe Place, Pepe Place, I guess it's called PE Place. And it was one where everybody, what was it? It was kind of like the Million NFT thing and like the Million website thing that from like a long time ago, where you basically bought pixels and put your brand in the card. So the card then got minted after a certain amount of time. So whatever card that is that got minted then is out there too. Like I can't remember the name, but it's pretty rare card as well. And you had like cards like the postmodern Pepe, where artists would send a piece of the card So this is like an early collaboration thing where artists, Meme Conscious started it. He made a card, part of it, and then somebody added to it, just like organically. It wasn't even like, yo, can you help out? It's like in the chat, somebody added to it, and then somebody added to that and added to that, and then like several artists added to it. So then you look at postmodern Pepe. That's what that is. It's like a collaboration piece. You know, there's a lot of things going on back then that like people look at it now. It's probably that was. It's like looking at like a you know, old video game or something like Atari or something. But that was kind of like the seeds that were planted were in that RarePepe chat.
And it's crazy for like every, you know, it's like, it's insane. All that's happened is actually still going on. You guys are still a close knit community, eh? Because I popped in, you know, when I got into the community, and it's, you know, it reminds me of like, because if you look at CryptoPunks now, it's huge. You know, the community grew a lot. You get Twitter, Discord, whatever. But this reminds me of like I don't know, CryptoPunks, let's say like 2020, 2019, you know, everything was like low key punk, which is awesome.
Yeah, from like fall of 2016 to spring of 2017, or like even like I guess in the summer of 2017 was like nonstop drawing frogs. It was kind of crazy. It was like you know, it started with a bear market in fall of 2016 after a little bit of pop in the summer, and then everybody was down in the dumps, and just like the rare Pepe trading was like it was like a trading community. I mean, like everybody was traders at first. Like that's how it lit. Traders and like memer, and like literally that's all it was, because it was just a Telegram group of traders, and then the Twitter traders started coming in, and then memers started coming in, and then artists started coming in, and then, you know.
Yeah, so let's go back to this. So how did you get into crypto?
Just hearing about Bitcoin, but then the Silk Road actually was like very. I was super interested in how the fuck a Silk Road could happen, and so I made an album about it back in 2014 called Silk Road. Okay. And so when I did that, I went down a rabbit hole, and then yeah, that was my journey into that. And I got into altcoins a little bit in 2015, where that's when I started learning about like XCP and Ethereum. Ethereum had just launched on Poloniex, and you know, everybody's talking about like all types of like pie in the sky stuff, like using your toaster to mine with your, you know, Brooklyn community with a like go away and go to work, and your miner will make you Ethereum while you're at work and stuff. And there was all that stuff going on. And XCP was like that on Bitcoin. And you know, so I got into XCP, and I was watching XCP. I was watching Spells of Genesis. I wasn't a collector or anything like that, but I was watching it, and I was collecting the I can't even remember the token for that Spells of Genesis game, but that and XCP. And then so I was following people on Twitter and in the chats and Poloniex troll blocks, and I started seeing like the RarePepes. Like I was probably like the community was probably going on for about 2 weeks before I popped in. I was probably like member like 98, 99, something like that. Okay. And I had seen it like Theo Goodman and Dan Darkpill and a couple other people just tweeting out these like garbage pail kid looking, like making fun of like crypto celebrities. Like it was a lot of making fun of like ICO people, and like, or like the Gox Pepe was one, you know, where Carpels was getting made fun of, and the BU Pepe, the Bitcoin Uncensored Pepe, which Bitcoin Uncensored was a huge part of that early part of that community, which is like a legendary podcast from like 2016, 17.
Oh man, okay. And at the time, you know, when XCP, because I'm actually curious about this personally. So they had Ethereum and they had XCP. And was there competition between the two? It's like, did you think one would, you know, outwin the other, or?
No, I mean, at that time, I don't know. XCP, like we were all bullish on XCP because it was like there was a development team, like they were moving, like it was a proof of burn, like it wasn't like, it was kind of an organic way to like create the XCP, so it was kind of different than like a lot of people were looking at, like, you know, anybody doing like raising money and stuff like that. It was like looked at as unfavorably because Bitcoin was kind of like organically built, so like everything was looking at like what is organically built was kind of more like appealing, right? So where was I going with that?
Oh, we lost, right? It was just about
Oh,
yeah,
XCP,
XCP at
yeah,
the
yeah.
time,
Because
yeah.
so XCP was that, and like, Omni, which Mastercoin, same thing, and there was a lot of stuff being developed on, like, even like XCP, like Christian Mandel had like all these iOS and Android games in the store where you could use XCP assets, and like, for instance, like the DJ Pepe token in one of the games, any token really, but I always advertise it as Pepe, the DJ Pepe token. You could take it if you owned it, and it created like this like monster that only that DJ Pepe token could create. Like, and the same thing with any token you had. So if you took in like the Pepe Picasso token, it would create a monster that nobody else could have. So it was like, again, like it was pixelated kind of. It was early, and it was not like, it's not going to win over the mainstream, but it was like the ideas were all coming out then. Like, Christian definitely deserves a big nod and a lot of that stuff. And him and John Villars and Koji and Japan, all these guys were like big in the community then.
There's a lot of innovation happening, eh? Way back then. That's insane.
Yeah, man. One of I mean, still probably my favorite wallet of all time, mobile wallet, was XCP wallet that got taken down by Apple Store in like 2019 or 18. 2018, I think they banned like Bitcoin related things, and XCP was Bitcoin related. So, but the wallet was great. Like, that was when trading was at its peak in RarePepe, because any XCP asset, you had memory chain, you had RarePepes, you had the die cast, you had all these different games and assets in there. So you could have like Opensea, basically. It was like Opensea on a mobile wallet. It'd be like filter by collection. Then you go there and you could place bids right on your phone. Like, you could pull up the image. Like, it was super like functional. There's no other mobile wallet that even has come close to that, in my opinion.
And like these were going for how much at the time? Were they going for like cents, dollars? Was there always one expensive one since the birth of all this? When that was super rare and everyone wanted?
Yeah, I mean, the rare Pepe, like Nakamoto Pepe, everybody, that's always been a coveted Pepe. The minute that Mike put it up, pretty much it sold out, and it was always like 50x higher than every other Pepe at first, and then Gox Pepe and shitcoin, and then there's a lot, man. We go through, like, so look, I got the Rare Pepe book right here.
Explain it, bro. Let's go.
Yeah. So this has every Rare Pepe ever in it.
You
And
serious?
it
Oh,
has,
wow.
yeah, so it has like a thesis, has an interview, has like important Pepes in the back. So I guess we could start with the important Pepes in the back.
And can anyone buy this book, or is it hard to find?
This is like the most coveted book of all time.
You serious?
People
Wow.
people are looking for this book. So this Eleanor Brizzi, you might know her. She helps manage like Hackatow and them. She curated this book with Meme Conscious, and they made 500 of them, and I think there's like 100 or so in distribution and circulation, and the remaining are in a warehouse in New York, and she's been stuck because of COVID overseas and can't get to them. So like, she has a back order of all of them are sold as soon as she gets to that warehouse, I think.
Do you ever think she's gonna reprint them for people?
I don't know. I mean, I think Pepe is all about being rare, so I think
Yeah.
that'd be frowned upon in the community. But
That's awesome. Man.
maybe in like 20 years they can reissue it or something. But yeah, it's a very cool book, man. It's like a sick just book of all the Pepes, all the art. So like, I mean, obviously you got the rare Pepe, the Nakamoto Pepe that everybody knows.
Uh-huh.
That I guess.
So tell us about that
it.
card, man. So like, tell us like what makes it special, bro.
You talked about it in the tweet earlier. Like, it's just the card. It was an image. It wasn't looked at as a card. It wasn't looked at as anything. There was no crypto artist. There was no. Well, there was crypto artists, like definitely, but not in this vein, like making cards and selling them as tokens. So he just put an image in the chat and said, I listed this on the DEX, which is a decentralized exchange on XCP, and go out and buy it. I want to say he listed them for 5 XCP. I wasn't there, but I think it was 5 or 10 XCP, which is quite a bit of money then. Like, I mean, that was 50 or 100 bucks, like for that nobody was buying, you know what I mean, was buying this. So that was looked at as quite a bit of money. And they sold out. And from there, like Joe Looney built a wallet like a week later or so, the wallet was up. So like people were trading this thing, not even having the image or anything, just the idea that Mike put this in the Telegram chat and said, as the artist, my medium of choice is this Telegram chat is where the image is gonna be maintained for right now. And my token is an expression of this piece in the exchange, and the two of them are, married together. And then, to take that's super complex for most people to even understand. But so then, then wallets get built out, RarePepe directory starts getting built. So then it becomes a thing. And it's just built out because people in the community started showing up in the chat like, yo, how can I help? What can I do? I want to make cards, because Mike made the first 3 cards, and then everybody was like, how do I make a card? And just everybody just like, oh, fuck it, let's keep it going. And it's like card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then people just started showing up, and people started building out things like from virtual worlds to people doing events and all types of stuff with it.
And is he still creating cards, Mike? Is he still around?
I don't know. I haven't talked to Mike in a couple of years. I think he's a fly on the wall. Okay. I don't know though. Like I know somebody that talks to him, or has talked to him at least in the last few months.
Man, if he ever releases another art, it's gonna be epic, man. It's gonna blow up right away. It's gonna go from
he should. He prefers his anonymity. Like nobody knows. It's weird. Like I don't know if anybody knows what he looks like. I mean, like I met somebody at the Bitcoin conference that knows him, and he ran Bitcoin conferences in North Carolina. So like he's recognizable at some degree, but yeah, I don't know. Mike's a mysterious fellow.
Epic.
But that plays into the whole like Satoshi and Bitcoin thing. Like it's the
exactly.
same thing. You know what I mean?
So
and that's the whole thing. And that's my bad. That's the whole thing with the RarePepe. I guess it all goes back to that as being like organic and just word of mouth. And this is interesting. How can I help? What can I do? Oh, the same thing as what happened with Bitcoin in 2009,
community funded.
9 and 10.
It was all about the community.
Yeah, it was just fun hobby, like interesting tinkering with blockchain and trying to,
And it wasn't about money, right?
No, like most of these were given away for free. Not most of them, but I would say half of all Pepes at least were given away for free. Like that first 6 months, like you just entered the chat and people showered you with Pepes, and that was it. It was basically like make it rain Pepes, and like every once a week or so, like people would do like a thing where there's rain Pepes all day. So yeah, I gave away a ton of Pepes. Like the DJ Pepe, I gave away a lot. I especially it's funny, DJ Pepe. So DJ Pepe, if anybody's not familiar, he's a character on the blockchain. Like, so he's his own identity, his own entity. So sticking with his brand and his alpha DJ, candor, he gave a lot of his DJ Pepes away to ladies at the Bitcoin and crypto conferences back in 2017 and 18 and 19. So
would you say DJ Pepe is one of the let's say elite RarePepe cards?
Yeah, for sure. You can see him in this book somewhere here. You got DJ Pepe here.
Beautiful, man.
Yes, I think just the idea, because like if a lot of people are looking into music and tokens, I think it's like just the idea of what DJ Pepe represents is like being music on the blockchain. I think it kind of has a historical purpose for that.
Okay, and so going back to like RarePepes in general, like on Counterparty, were there other crypto art or NFTs at the time, or was RarePepe one of the first ones? Like how is RarePepe unique in the crypto art sphere? It's like what makes it unique compared to it's like the CryptoPunks or Ethereum, like all these other NFTs or crypto arts?
Well, I mean, it generated the crypto art. It was a seed for this idea of what, a crypto wallet, number one, a crypto art wallet. Like, from MetaMask to Opensea to any of the platforms, SuperRare, like all that came from Rarepepe wallet, and like even like Art Gnome will say today, like it's still like probably the most like advanced wallet in a lot of ways. We can do gift cards and redeemables, and it's just a very high, easy to use, highly functional wallet. It started the crypto community. It was a decentralized community of artists that, some people were anonymous, some people weren't, and then everybody's got together, we're creating. You could freely create and trade. You couldn't do that before. Like, so first of all, there was no idea of tokenized crypto art being a thing, like, maybe a theory, but like what Mike did, like nobody had done that before. Like, yo, I'm gonna just put this here and make this. So like artists were like not looking at crypto, weren't looking at blockchain to make money, like, or any of that. So Mike pretty much planted that seed for all artists, in my opinion, because you had Spells of Genesis beforehand, but they weren't really a blockchain company. They were like a gaming platform thing, Eversoft or whatever, Everdream, that got into blockchain and had, their own team of artists that made, and basically they were just like, they made ICO cards. Like every time ICO came out, they paid and put out the, I don't know if that's how it started, but that's how it kind of ended up. So people were always kind of like making fun of SOG and stuff, because it's like this, like it wasn't like a high functional thing that everybody thought it was going to be, but it was still a unique and great advancement in blockchain technology. I don't want to take anything away from it either, but
so I guess it's more like the embodiment of like Bitcoin and crypto itself, right? Rarepepe. It just came from like the community, and it just grew from that, which makes it unique.
Yeah, and like, Joe Looney made a good point to talk a couple weeks ago, where he said every NFT is a Rarepepe pretty much. I mean, that's kind of, he doesn't call them NFTs, he calls them Rarepepes. Like, because Rarepepes for the most part aren't NFTs. Like, we can get into that too, but there's 7 NFTs that were, one of one issuances, and there's been a lot more burned down so that they're now not fungible with another token. But it's, the term NFT has become so meta that everything's kind of been tossed into it. Like I argued on Twitter for a year with people about this. Like I finally caved in, because it's like a war that's not even worth fighting for, I feel like. And like even before NFT, when people were trying to patent and trademark NFT and Nifty and all that stuff, that war that went on in 2018 between people and brands, we were like, me and Cynthia had an Art on the Blockchain podcast, and we were like always discussing how the word NFT was just like silly, because it was like, I don't know, for an artist it's silly, but for what it has become, it might not be silly. So I don't know, because now it is kind of like a financial instrument. That's kind of what we were making fun of it about. It's kind of like, you're talking about like non-fungible token. It just sounded like more like it comes from like a financial literacy. So to separate that from artists, because it's always like a gray area. Like it used to be a lot more, I think, not so much anymore. But there's so much dancing around a gray area with all this stuff, and like utility and tokens and art and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'd vote for a different word, but I don't think I'm gonna win that one. What do you think?
Honestly, I consider it, like me personally, NFT is any art on the blockchain. But then you can get onto the semantics, and you have, different, it's non-fungible, right? So I could see what people mean when they say Rarepepes aren't, but for me, just like crypto art, man, in general, and that's what I'm buying into, just like the art itself. And that's my low IQ argument about it, man.
But I think that's what it's become. It's just become the meta word for art on the blockchain is an NFT.
Because a lot of people don't even know like non-fungible means, right? Unless you really get into the the minutiae of it, then actually it matters.
Yeah.
And so when you guys started off with with all these, with what's called the Nakamoto card, you had 3 others. So he basically made 3 others. You said, eh? He had.
Well, he made way more than that, but he made the first 3.
The first 3, and then
after, and then he made UFO Pepe, which was the GIF Pepe, the first GIF on the Rarepepe blockchain. He made that one as well in Series 1.
Okay, And actually, going back to that, you're saying how they're all from the dispenser, right? On Counterparty, and they have like provenance, right? Because they're from Counterparty. Do you think wrapping a rare Pepe on Ethereum takes away the value of a card?
No, the way I look at it is that when you wrap it, you still keep it on XCP and it's displayed in your Ethereum wallet. You can then, I guess, take it out of the vault and take it back, to your XCP wallet or to an Ethereum address. But I think that's where, in my opinion, that's where the value might get a little funny, is like if you took it and put it directly on the Ethereum chain. But I think as in a vaulted wallet, you're displaying it in open. It's cool because you could display it using OpenSea basically, and show that you have it in ownership. And then also you have the wallet. And it's kind of like an open dime for crypto art using the emblem vault a little bit.
Okay. No, it's epic. And that's why I got really interested because because I got into NFTs last year, and I was mostly into crypto from 2017 till now. And got into NFTs through NiftyGateway with a Beeple there, like really a basic, right? And then I fell into the rabbit hole, and I got into CryptoPunks after, and then I joined a group with some CryptoPunk OGs, and they were talking about RarePepes, and they wanted to get some, and they're talking about how hard it was. And I was, okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, so basically, we're talking RarePepes, and they're saying how it's really hard to acquire them. And I ended up messaging J Dogs through Telegram, and he ended up selling me some. And then I forgot about it. And then a couple of weeks ago, they were saying how they're going to wrap some on OpenSea. I'm like, oh my god, this is like genius. It's going to open up the world to RarePepes, right? And these are one of the first crypto art on the blockchain. So I spoke to so I'm in a group with Coldy and all these guys, and we were talking about crypto art in general. He was saying how the Nakamoto Card and RarePepes in general are very they're very highly regarded, let's say. And he had a Nakamoto Card, and a lot of these guys just talk, and then I saw Token Angels talking about the Nakamoto Card, and the price seemed too expensive for me at the time. And then I messaged you, and you told me about the Basquiat card and RarePepe and DJ Pepe. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go fully deep in and start getting them. So I got those 4 or 5, or I actually have a bunch. I have like 10, and and then I say I'm gonna pull the trigger and get a Nakamoto card because I see it as having. Because if you compare it to CryptoPunks, right? You have like apes, zombies, and whatever. I see it as having a Nakamoto card as having an ape or friggin' zombie or something. It's so like highly regarded in that space.
Yeah, like you can even look at like the generative art stuff that comes out in like the top 300, is usually more valuable than the rest, whatever that, attributes are and everything.
Exactly.
You touched on a couple of points, like the hard to get part is like the funny part, and like the part. So the RarePepe community is like, it's like really like, and it's very punk. Like it's like it's an underground punk niche of people. Like there's degenerates, there's artists, there's traders, there's thinkers, philosophers, memers, etc. And it's always been like a cool thing to make it like hard to get, because it just carries with the brand. Like RarePepe should be rare. Like, and so like I've been talking to some of the guys, the scientists, for 6 months. People have been going back and forth, like, yo, these people tell them I'm rapping and da. And there's been different, brands and entities come at different people and say like, oh, why don't you guys do this and that? And people are trying to kick ideas like, how would you get it down to a 1 of 1, or how would you make it this and that? And everybody's just like, it's more interesting this way. Like it's like, it's not bending the knee. It's like it's like,
it's punk, man.
Like,
it's punk.
Yeah, it's punk. It's the essence of, it's the ethos. It's the Bitcoin. It's not easy to mine Bitcoin. It's not easy to get into Bitcoin. I mean, it took me like 4 days to get my first Bitcoin, I think. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, so like that's what this is. Like, so like to get to like the crypto, like the crypto punks are like the cool kids at the tables. To get to like the other table with like the I don't
DJs.
know, kind of like the DJs and the drug addicts and the rock and roll stars and the artists that go on to like cut their ears off and shit like that. That's where like the RarePepes are like, yeah.
But how do you, it's actually funny because you told me to attend the auction and I attended an auction on Telegram Saturday night and I found it so cool, man. Like I don't know, man. It was like, it was epic. That's all I could say. It was like, it was an experience. And I actually want to attend more because I found it so, because now you go on Opensea, you go on SuperRare, whatever, you click buy and you get your, it's like your token. But this
you get
was
your
so
quick
like,
adrenaline rush. It's like
exactly
a quick, like private adrenaline rush.
Dude, it was epic, man. It's like I was bidding against you, I was bidding against CJ, RJ. It was epic. Mm-hmm. It was great.
Yeah, Theo's the king of auctions. He's been doing these auctions since 2016, and there was a break in like 2019 or so when the trading was slowed down a lot. But he brought him back about 6 months ago. And Roaring Auctions also, he's been doing his since 2017. So those two Pepe auctions have been like always rotating. But Theo does like the speed auction. Okay. Like he'll do 50 lots in like an hour or 2 hours, and then like Roaring House is like a little bit slower, more you can cook your dinner while you do the auction type thing. But they're fun, man. Yeah, it's like adrenaline rush. Like I try to tell my like normie friends, I'm like, man, just come in this Telegram chat and just watch the mayhem. Like some of them will come in and be like, yo, is this real money or motherfuckers really doing this? And I'm like,
10K right there.
And I'm like, yo, it's crazy, right? And they're like, this is insane. And I'm like, yeah. And like people are just, I just want to go in and view it. Like
it was funny because I was doing it at work and I was seeing a patient and I left right away because it was the Finn Pepe card there. And I went in the washroom, man. That's all I was doing. I was in the washroom pretending I was in the washroom and just like bidding, bro. It was epic. It was a great experience, man. It was awesome.
That was a rare Pepe too.
That was man. I saw you going after it. I'm like, fuck. There must be a reason why you're going so hard on it. Let me try getting it. And then CJ was messaging me. He was telling me how he finds it super unique and stuff, and to keep on going. So I'm like, I'll just sorry. His name is RJ. That's what we're doing. Going back to, do you ever see infrastructure being built around RarePepes to make it easier for people? It's like in the future, so it becomes more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the RarePepes is the first step in that, but and then a guy named Indelible Trade, he's building out a crazy website right now for RarePepes where it's like a freemium site where you'll be able to view your Pepes and trade it and all that stuff, I think. And then you'll be able to, I think, do a lot more unlockable content stuff. Okay. And I think if you pay or if you own a certain token, then you I don't want to give away too much. Like I don't think he's talking about it, but there's some interesting things happening with that. And then there's another guy that does Decentraland has a virtual world, I guess now, Rare Pepe gallery there. This guy Damien, he has RarePepes.com or something like that, where he is. I don't know what he's doing. He spent like $1 million at least in these auctions. Like
holy shit.
Buying Rarepepe, so I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I'm telling you,
he's super bullish.
These are about to blow up hardcore, and that's why I had to get that Nakamoto card. I had to get a piece of history right there, man. I had to. Bro.
I don't like I feel uncomfortable like shilling it too much. Like
I don't want to shill. Excuse me for shilling. I'm not really shilling. I'm just excited.
No, you're not. Yeah. I'm excited. It's different. I just saying from me because like. I have a ton of cards. Like, I don't want to come off like I'm shilling it. I guess what I'm trying to say though is that like, I do think that the RarePepe, the Nakamoto RarePepe, just like from like trying to be as unbiased as possible, like is definitely like museum worthy card that will, it's a spark for all of. Anything is super rare to NiftyGateway to everything. Like, there's so many things that happen. There was so much drama in the RarePepe world and crypto art world in 2017, 18, and 19, like that. we don't have, no, I'm not even going to bring it back up, but like there was a lot of stuff going on, even with like the RarePepes, like the greenwashing and stuff like that of like crypto art back then, like, telling speakers not to speak about RarePepe on stage and
Oh my
stuff.
God.
Like the history is like, it goes really deep if you dig into it. Like, the conference, the most important crypto art conference of all time, like the historic Rare Art Festival in New York in January 2018. That it started from a tweet from Joe Looney. It said like, Crypto Kitties had just come out, Larva or Punks had just come out. There's a couple other ones on XCP as well. And he basically tagged all of them in Dada NYC, which are legends as well in this.
Yeah.
And basically tagged everybody and was like, yo, it would be cool if somebody could put together some kind of event or something like that. And like within 3 days, the guys from Rare Art Labs, which is like a super ill platform that started early before anything on Ethereum, put it together in a crazy spot in downtown New York. And we thought there maybe be like 100 people there or something, and it was like 400 people there, standing room only. Like, there was reps from all the art galleries. Somebody said that Christie's and Sotheby's was there. The New York Times covered it. Like, it was like just like what nobody expected all that to even happen. And like that's where like the spark and the community just poured out. I mean, like everything just went, it went up a lot. Then SuperRare launched, Known Origin, like everything started coming out. And then you had a little lull, and then I think like the Art Basel 2019, a lot of stuff was going on there, and it kind of started like making like the fine art world look at crypto art a little bit more. And a lot of people started investing. Like people that made a lot of money in Ethereum started investing in crypto art, started buying it. Collectors are very important in that early stage, and like artists, like collecting artists, like that started even with the RarePepes. Like that's all we were doing was like just artists collecting artists. Like, oh, let me trade you all my cards I made, and let me get all your cards you made. Like that happened all the time, and stuff like that. Or like Uniswap, like where you could trade any token for another token. Like in the decentralized XCP exchange, the same thing. Like we would trade like a modern Pepe for a silver Pepe. You could ask for that buy order, and it could get filled and stuff like that. It's like,
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff like back then that you can't even do on like Opensea right now.
And does it still function? This?
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's what RarePepe wallet and free wallet and everything is built off of, is counter wallet.
Okay. I know. I gotta do some deep diving of this, man, for real. Talking about Christie's, do you ever see like the Nakamoto Card or any of the other RarePepes being auctioned at these big auction houses?
I mean, so I know that they know, and everybody's talked about it, and like the people have put like Art, no, Jason Bailey especially is like very pro in this Pepe space, and he talks to them a lot about it. And from what I understand, is that it's too controversial and too hot to handle for them. So I don't
Which
know.
makes it more unique in its special way, though. It makes it even more.
Yeah,
actually want it even more at that point.
that's what I'm saying. It's like the Cinderella effect for RarePepes forever. It's just
more
like
bullish on it, bro.
and it makes me bullish on like Theo. I forget Theo's auction. He has official auction house name, but it makes me bullish on like Roaring Auctions and Theo's auction houses, because these guys are like super experienced in auctions and know value, and the community like around them, like we all know what the value, again, the history of this stuff is. Like I could see their things like taking over Christie's and Sotheby's if they're not.
Oh, for sure, man.
Not tomorrow or anything, obviously, but like that's the path you're going to take. If you're not going to recognize like everything, even if like art is supposed to be controversial, and I personally don't even think the RarePepes are controversial. Like literally, if you look at the collection, it's like a children's album, like for the most part. Like I don't get it, but I get, I do get it too, because the media drummed up a lot of interesting discussion about it, and there was like some co-opting by the alt-right, but the RarePepe trading community was never about that. And any, every once in a while, a guy or a person would come in there and spout something, you know, it's just banned, like move on with it. Like it's same thing as any
It
crypto
happens
Telegram chat.
exactly. And was there a reason why you guys chose Pepe instead of any other
Yeah.
meme?
So that's a good question. Like RarePepe was the meme of Telegram and crypto community and traders. Like that was the meme how you spoke to people on Telegram always. So there was a guy named, I forget his name, but he's a big like in the whale community, whale chat and degen bids and stuff. Fuck, I forget his name. Theo knows his name, but he used to get paid in the chat, in the Telegram chat, for people, and he'd be like, yo, make me a Pepe like this, and he'd whip it up, and you know, it became like the meme in that chat. So kind of like even like started from that idea a little bit. Even I think, I don't know if Mike, you know, knew about that or not, but you know, even that was like something that was going on around the same time. So like the Pepes were like the communication tool. Like it is the meme, and like there's some deep dives in RarePepe and all that stuff that you can go into, like in memes and the philosophies and stuff. Like, man, that Telegram chat, if it doesn't ever get blown up, I mean, it's got all that stuff talked about. It's like there was like a lot of that, like meme wars and all that stuff. That there's deep discussions in that chat, like from back in the day.
It's a piece of history, man, right there.
Yeah, it really could be. You get NFT that chat.
Oh man, that'd be epic. That sells for like millions. But actually, wasn't there an auction for a Homer Pepe, and Token Angels won it?
No, so there was an auction at the Rare Art Festival in 2018. The Homer Pepe was auctioned for $30-some thousand, and
Okay.
that's what made the headlines later on. So like that's another thing, like when you think about that rare auction, is the idea of like the value and stuff. People have like laughed at it, like $15 memes and stuff like that. But at that auction, a DJ Pepe, 5 DJ Pepes were auctioned. The Salvador Pepe and Fresh Prince Pepe and the Homer Pepe was the last one, and there might have been a few other ones in there. And you know, they were all going for like, you know, 4 figures, like, which people were like, oh wow, like it was like an audience, like packed standing room crowd only, like in the back, everybody's seated in the front. Like you can see video online of the auction. I mean, it was crazy. People were drinking, like it was end of the day, like after the whole conference, so people were live. And the Homer Pepe just kept getting bid, and this guy was like, fuck it. He wasn't even in the Rare Pepe community. He just was like so wrapped up in the auction, like
The ultimate degen, bro.
yeah, he's a super DJ, and like and like Peter, yeah, he won it, and then like he's cool as shit. He held it for a couple of years. He made a song about it. He hit me up a couple of times talking about it, like, you know, if there's anybody interested, let him know. And so in a chat or in a Telegram or on Twitter, somebody was talking about Homer. Oh, Matt Kane had done a tribute piece, a Homer Pepe tribute piece, and I mentioned in the mentions, I was like, that shit is dope, blah blah blah. I was like, it's funny, like this, like that day or the day before, Peter had hit me up and was like trying to move the Homer Pepe, and I mentioned that in the mentions, and Token Angels and me then, you know, moved on from there, and he expressed how, you know, Token Angels the man. So like him wanting that and him like being the force behind this community with his big buys of like, he owns a few one of ones.
This guy owns like everything.
Pepe. Yeah, like he knows, man. Like he knows, man. Follow Token Angels. Not financial advice, but you know, follow Token Angels knows, man. He's got a nose for crypto art.
And is there something special about the Homer Pepe card besides the auction?
No, so it, you know, it was nothing like crazy special until the auction. Like it was the auction, like that's again like another spark. Like it was just a spark, the idea that people are willing to pay. That's a lot of money, like back then, especially. Like it's not as much now with like, you know, $30,000 like avatars and squiggles, but it's back then, looking at a green, it was just a Homer painted green, like we just hit the Photoshop bucket green. And said, wait, I'm not a Pepe or something, and then that was it. And like it was just like the idea, and like so that's like the story is a lot of times is the NFT. Like, you know, the token is the art. So like the token is the is really a memory. It's a collectible. It's a moment. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that Homer Pepe represents that. Like you can't. Like to me, that Homer Pepe is priceless now.
And do you see, like, in the history of rare Pepes, if you were to compare the Nakamoto card and the Homer Pepe card, which one would you say is more historic, or which one really, I don't know, which one's more important, let's say, to the whole movement? Or
I
they're
mean,
both
there's no Homer Pepe without Nakamoto Card.
okay.
So
The only difference is one is a 1-on-1, right? The Homer Pepe.
yeah, Homer Pepe is a 1 of 1, and it's not even the first 1 of 1 in the RarePepes. So like you would think the first 1 of 1 would be, but it's not. It's because the Homer Pepe is. It's the one with the media,
And
the
which one is the
story,
first one?
attention. Only one Pepe.
Only, and is that expected? Can you actually find that now, or is it gone?
I know. I know who has it, but I've been trying to get it from his diamond hands for a minute.
Unless you have like
he's
$1 million, right? Or more.
Yeah, I don't know if he didn't let it go for $1 million.
Bro, we gotta do like a crypto alien punk sale, man. Auction and see what happens there.
He might let it go for $10 million.
That's fine, understandable. And
But
yeah, go on.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say like there's only 7 1 of 1, so those unique Pepes are certainly valuable.
Hard to get, eh? And when it comes into the IP rights of these Pepes, is it the same thing like CryptoPunks, where you're not allowed to use it on your shirts or whatever? Or could you replicate it? Could you print it on T-shirts? How does it work, man?
So that's super interesting. That's been a debate amongst the community forever. It's still ongoing. Like there's a huge battle like a couple weeks ago actually about that in the chat. Some artists give full rights to do whatever. Some artists, want the blessing, and some artists are like, don't touch this shit. I'm gonna send the lawyers. So you almost look at every Rare Pepe as a different series, like almost like it literally actually is like there's a different creator for every Rare Pepe, like staggered, because there's a bunch of Rare Pepes creating. There wasn't 1,774 creators. There was several hundred creators making 1,700 Pepes. So they're staggered out, and it's almost like you could look at it like kind of like the art blocks, like where it's like different people create different projects like in a series, and so there's 300 of this one, or 1,000 of this one, or 1 of this one, or 7 of this one. Mm-hmm. So that's generally how I look at it. Now you obviously look at the whole collection, and there's that, but then there's tribes in the Rare Pepe community, like where some like there's the Italian, the Florida Italian mafia Pepe tribe, where they're fucking crazy. They're hilarious. They're hilarious. Oh my god, they're hilarious. They have Nakamoto Pepe and a couple other Pepes, GT4, the Grand Theft Auto one, and I don't know. They have some cool vaporwave Pepes that they made, and they were just funny. They would always, one of the guys would always send video. Danny Boy has a Pepe as well. Danny Boy Pepe, he would send videos of him like at the pool. You know what I mean? Like just talking mad shit, just like looking just like a crazy. I don't know. It's funny though. He's just a funny dude.
Funny, man. Interesting community, bro.
Okay, so you got those guys, and then you got like the Indian guys, like straight out of India. Like we'd airdrop joints in Takara, which is like a geocaching app. Okay. Put them in like anywhere in India, like just go find it, and they'd go on like a wild goose chase and find them and sell them, and then like pay for their rent for like for
a year, bro.
And, whatever, yeah. And you had the Venezuelan Pepes, where they came in, and this is during the crisis back then, so they were struggling. It's like the Rare Pepes like supported their whole families like during that time. They were that's what they came around the time that Rare Pepes were actually starting to make money. Like people started selling them more, so like they did well. And then you had the Japanese Pepes, a lot of them that they have a certain style, and they came in and created a bunch. You saw that one in the auction yesterday, that 27 set one, that guy or girl, I don't know. They created 44, I think.
That's a nice one, man.
Assets.
I wish I could have bid that, but didn't happen.
Yeah.
So let's say so let's say there's a I don't know, there's a piece and you can't find the artist. Let's say you want the Nakamoto card and you can't contact Matt. What happens now? And you want to use that in a t-shirt, you want to print a t-shirt or something. What do you do?
You want to contact who?
Matt for the the artist that drew the Nakamoto card.
Oh, Mike.
Oh, Mike, sorry, I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, Mike wouldn't. I mean, I can't speak for him, but I don't think he'd care. Like, but I don't know. But I don't know. Like, you have to figure that out. Like,
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, too, like it's like you have to contact a few people. It's like Torian Nakamoto, Matt Fury, Mike. Like, who
actually, talk about Matt Fury. What does he think about RarePepes? Have you guys ever contacted him? He's a nice guy. I've spoken to him, but
yeah, we tried to get him in for a while, and he's the only one that is invited into the series to create a card. So there's a card, I think like card 1500 or something, or card 1000 maybe, is reserved for him to create. It says it in the placeholder in the series. But yeah, like I'm not one of the RarePepes scientists. I'm just one of the creators and collectors. So the Joe and Marty. So Pepe Cash Millionaire somehow hooked up with this Hollywood director that, he made the Feels Good movie. But back then he was talking about it and we were all like, what are you talking about? A movie about RarePepe? And we were like, all right. Cause it just kept dragging on like for like a year. Like, all right, no doubt. But then finally he just got Matt Fury into Skype with the director. And from what I understand, it was just a quick call. It didn't really make sense. I don't think anybody understood each other. And then that was the end of it. But yeah, I don't think it's like kind of like how far off is it? It's way far off in my opinion, like what the RarePepe trading is and what he did. And ideas all spark from everything. Like somebody had to play the first blues note. Somebody that's what this is. Like he created, like he's a legend because he created the seed that propagated like the RarePepe culture movement, meme movement period. Just a lot of that it's in that frog he drew, and it kind of just went out and it went everywhere. And like most people that came into that chat about RarePepe trading, like they didn't know what Pepe the Frog was. They didn't know what Matt Fury was. Like they weren't drawing it based on anything of his. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of like just I don't know. There's a few different sides of it you can look at. But if I was Matt Fury, I'd be honored that he drew something that's like so influential for probably generations to come. You know what I mean?
Legendary, man. It's like it's the start of crypto art, man, when you think about it, which is awesome.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yep, he planted that seed. It might not have happened without those RarePepes. Look at the Doge. The Doge meme was around in there heavy, and the honey badger and the alpaca and everything. Like nobody ever tokenized those.
It was always special, man. Even Chainlink took him in.
Oh, is that what Chainsaw is on? It's on Chainlink?
Yeah, Chainlink, because they have the frogs, right? The army of frogs. The frog army.
I'm not even familiar. I don't know Chainlink too much.
Well, I'm big in Chainlink, that's why, man. I'm huge big in Chainlink.
I didn't know Chainsaw was on Chainlink.
Oh no, Chainsaw wasn't on Chainlink at all. No.
Okay.
I'm just talking about like the project. Yeah. Sorry for misunderstanding. We were talking about on Twitter before. We were messaging about the dispersion of the Nakamoto cards. You were telling me a story about a girl who held a bunch of one-ones. Or sorry, what were we talking? We were talking about a girl who had a bunch of Nakamoto cards. Could you go on? Could you talk about that some more?
Yeah, a little bit. Like she had a collection that kind of like sparked a lot of the distribution for the Nakamoto cards at beginning of the year, I think.
Okay.
That's what I think. Like you don't want to have cards like all of them held by one person. Like,
definitely not.
You want them all out. So
I
think that's healthy. I guess what I'm trying to say is that's pretty healthy.
Great.
Yeah. Like that's the interesting thing about the RarePepes too. Even though some of them have like 1 trillion created cards and stuff like that, but a lot of times the collectors just lost the wallet, disappeared, burned them. Some people created like a bunch and then burned them all down. So there's some active development apparently where people are trying to aggregate the burns so that it can be updated issuances and stuff like that.
So the infrastructure is being built, man. See, we're still early.
I think the more interest that comes in the RarePepe community, you'll definitely see more stuff get built out by people coming in and the existing people there, because it's just, I think for a while it was just dead because everybody moved on to other projects. It's like even when you look at the earlier crypto art projects that came out in like 2018 and 19, like a lot of those people were like RarePepe people that kind of like, you find some artists in this place and development work over here and artists over here, marketing person over there.
Interesting, man. And as a beginner, let's say someone wanted to start collecting RarePepes, what is the first step you would tell them to do? Like, where would you go? Like, would you buy through OpenSea? Would you try buying through the dispenser auctions? Then which cards would you get? And, what would you tell them, man?
I mean, I just go to rarepepewallet.com and set up a wallet, save your seed phrase, and then you gotta send a little Bitcoin to it, because at the end of the day, every Pepe transaction is a Bitcoin transaction. It's on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you need a little bit of Bitcoin for like gas fees, call them. And then it's hard to get, that's the thing, it's hard to get Pepe Cash and XCP if you don't know how. So you have to go in the Telegram chat and figure that out, like maybe get a OTC deal, or you could, the easiest way, the easiest way is to just use a dispenser of XCP on the X-Chain. You can just take your RarePepe wallet and send some Bitcoin to the dispenser address dispensing Pepe Cash or XCP, and then you can go into the RarePepe wallet, and it's like a vending machine basically. So then you go into the RarePepe wallet and then you look at the cards, they're all in there, and you can bid using Pepe Cash and XCP. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is to just use Ethereum and get an OpenSea, go on there and look at emblem.finance, and people are wrapping RarePepes on there. You'll see some, you gotta do due diligence again though. So look in the description when you're looking at it, like you could have the image up there and it could not be there. So for the most part, I think everything's fine, but I just want to be clear, like just do your due diligence and like look at the vault. Like in the description, it says it has the vault content. So you click on that link and it takes you to the emblem vault. You can verify, okay, that RarePepe is in the vault. If it says nothing, like refresh the screen, if it says nothing still, then I would be wary of that.
Okay. And which card did you tell them to get? Do you have like a beginner's list?
Yeah, I mean the first 3 series I think are like the most desirable cards for a collector probably. The first series definitely. Low issuance cards are obviously most desirable, and then like you have certain cards in the community that have like kind of like meme magic to them. Like you got RarePepe, which has a whole story to it. You have Lord Keck.
Do you mind telling us a story of RarePepe and Lord Keck very quickly, if you have the time?
Yeah, RarePepe broke the XCP, or broke Counterparty for a couple hours one day. It basically caused malfunction, and because of that, it discovered a bug. So RarePepe basically discovered a bug in XCP, and then there was cards made after that, like commemorative cards, and there was like a RarePepe salon, like a gated community where if you had to have a RarePepe to get in, and there was like stuff that went on there. And it's kind of just like the RarePepe scientists kind of like made that like their like unofficial mascot, if you will. Like even when you go to the RarePepe trading channel on Telegram, the icon is the RarePepe.
Amazing.
Then the Lord Keck was created by Need Money and Robness. Robness went by a different name back then, but they created it, and like they just like shilled the hell out of it, like, or especially Rob. Like I think it's Rob's asset, and Need Money made it. Maybe I don't remember exactly, but it was only 10 of them, and it was fragmented. Like, so there's many pieces of like it's like a Satoshi, like a big, it's divisible up to 100 million units. So you can have like, basically like one keck of a Lord Keck. And so it just became a whole like thing like within the community.
Are there any for sale? Any 1/1s? Like not the 1/1s, but
Now,
old or Keck?
one was on sale like about a month or two ago, and it was on sale in the auction with a RarePepe and a Lord Keck went together for some reason, and it sold for really low.
How much did it go for?
Compared to what it's worth. I think it sold for like 55,000 or something like that for both.
Wow, that's
which,
it. Oh.
Which in my opinion, like, even back then, like I was kind of like, wow, because everybody like, it's like Robness shielded so hard that like him and Peppy Cash Millionaire, a couple of people, like they made it that was like their shtick for a while. It was like, Lord Keck, and like how a fragment sold, and the fragment was equivalent to like basically putting the market cap at like $100 million, and stuff like that with Lord Keck. So it has its own like history. You won't see too many of them ever go on. Like that was the first one I've ever seen go on sale.
And you think it's worth it to get like a fractionalized one for cheap?
I mean, you should. I think every Rarepepe collector should have a little bit of Lord Keck in their wallet, because it's like the meme magic basically of the whole like community.
Okay.
Like just a little bit. It's all you need is like one Keck's worth.
I'm gonna get one, man. I think I'm gonna buy one after this.
You don't need to spend much money though. You could probably trade somebody for one of their like little portions of it.
Okay, man. And besides any other card, I know there was Pepe Basquiat.
Yeah, like the art series, like those like art ones, like Modern Pepe and Pepe Basquiat and stuff. Those ones are pretty high. The Pepe Picasso ones, those ones are pretty highly desirable. The DJ Pepe one for the music token. Then you have the Series 16. It was like all like handmade organic Pepes. Like to get into Series 16, the artist had to like organically make the rare Pepe. And so that series is pretty funky. Like it's not like any other in the series. So any of those cards, I think, are like a Series 16 set to me is pretty valuable. That's the thing too. You can collect sets. Like even if you're getting into this and you don't have a ton of money or anything, like you can just go in and like the later series cards are going to be easier to get. So you go in and like collect like a set, Series 32 or something like that, probably pretty easily, I think. And like a lot of the Pepes are open to trading and stuff like that as well. So that's another way to acquire this stuff.
I'm definitely gonna go check out Series 16, man. You got me interested in that. Let's see if I can find any.
Yeah, that's where I think Pepe Basquiat is in Series 16.
Oh, is he? Okay. And how about you, man? Do you collect any art? Do you collect any other NFTs or anything besides that? Besides Rarepepes?
Yeah. I've got a ton of NFTs. Just whatever I feel like collecting, pretty much everywhere. Like most. I guess like I had a bunch. I sell and buy. So like sometimes I'll have like a little bit, sometimes I'll have a lot. So yeah.
Okay, and are there any Rarepepes that you have that you're gonna hold for like years and you're not gonna even think about selling?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of Rarepepes. Like I'm only selling my doubles and like triples of my Rarepepes and stuff like that. I'm not selling it. Like I would never sell like any and be without one of my Rarepepes. Like I'm keeping that collection forever.
And which one is your most highly prized Rarepepe?
I mean the DJ Pepe to me, because that's my guy. I manage him, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting right here. If I say anything bad about him, bro, probably smack me and shit.
Oh, that's actually really cool, man.
Oh, man. Yeah. No, it's a trip, man. I guess, I would recommend anybody that's in the space, just peep into the, well, now we have a Discord chat, but this Telegram chat is where like the old school community is.
I'll post the links for everything in the description. The auctions and everything, man.
Come to the auctions. Theo's been doing some live ones that are pretty crazy. So Hopefully he does a live one at NFT NYC. I think that it's deserving.
And to the audience, you know, using the dispenser wasn't hard at all. It was actually pretty easy. It was
Yeah.
easy, man. I actually thought it was hard because people made it seem hard, but it was just you have to find the Pepe you want and send the BTC and you get your card. And that's it.
Yeah, you can trade. I don't know if you can get the Indy Square app on your phone still, but you can use Indy Square. That's what I use sometimes.
Okay.
So you could do it on mobile wallet too.
Check it out. I don't want to take much more of your time. I really appreciate the interview, RareScrilla, and
Yeah.
definitely made me like 100 times more bullish on RarePepes than I was before.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you and everybody shining light on the RarePepes, man.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Feels good, man.
Feels good.
Feels good, man.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bro. Peace.
All the best. Take care. Bye, ciao. Let me take this off.
Did you end it?
I'm trying to end it. My computer just froze on me, so I want to end it so I don't lose the recording, because that would be like really this freaking computer, man. There. Okay, I'm stopping the recording.